What's up, guys? Neil over here taking a look at the Stokastic MLB DFS Lineup Generator for tonight's slate. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. Of course, if you have not yet signed up for the Lineup Generator, you can still get it for 50% off your first week using the link in the description of this video. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Twitter, it's just going to be in my tweet. If you use that link for your first week, you're going to have access to the Lineup Generator for just $4.48, less than a cup of coffee. After that, it's still going to be just $8.95 per week. Still a fantastic deal because this is a tool that is only going to give you plus EV lineups. Every single lineup you get in the lineup generator has been run through the stochastic sims and is found to be a long-term profitable lineup. Let's start by looking at some DraftKings lineups. Going to do all stack types. All lineup types will get a mix of chalky, balance, and contrarian lineups. Not going to lock anybody in. First lineup, we get Spencer Strider as the pitcher along with Pablo Lopez. We have a 5-man twin stack with a secondary 2-man stack from the Rockies. Looks like it is, pretty chalky here, but we do have some fairly low owned bats here. Donovan Solano at just 5%, Ryan Jeffers at 5%, attacking the back end of the Twins lineup, just 9% to Matt Wallner. So not getting extremely chalky with the Twins here. And then again, Rogers and Charlie Blackmon, Spencer Strider, and Pablo Lopez. So some added correlation there with Pablo Lopez and the Twins stack. If the Twins go off, obviously Pablo Lopez more likely to get the win. Let's take a look at Strider and Lopez in the top pitchers tool. Strider, as you would expect, top of the board, 29% chance of being the top pitcher. He is $12,700, very expensive for Spencer Strider. And then Pablo Lopez, second on the board. So we have the top two pitchers on the board, 23% chance for Pablo Lopez to be the top pitcher. The Twins, what do they look like? They're about 8th on the board with a 5% chance of being the top stack, but they also have an 11% chance of being the top value stack. So they kind of allow you to pay up for Strider there in a matchup with Andre Jackson. And then we do have a 2-man Colorado stack, maybe incidentally there, but 10% chance of Colorado being the top stack as well. All right, I'm going to save this one. Take a look at one more. Second lineup, we have Strider and then Gavin Williams as the second pitcher here. Gavin Williams, third on the board with a 15% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. Now we have a 5-3 Tampa and Philly stack here. Looking in the top stacks tool. This one more middling in terms of projected ownership. Tampa and Philly as the stacks. Philly third on the board with a 7% chance of being the top stack. Tampa 6th on the board with a 6% chance of being the top stack. And some low owned bats. You can see here we got 3% on Basabe, 5% Curtis Mead, 5% Jose Siri, 10% Harold Ramirez. Some pretty low owned bats in this lineup. All right, I'm just going to go through and save 20 lineups now and see what our exposures look like after 20 lineups. We've got 60% Spencer Strider, totally comfortable with having 60% Spencer Strider, 60% Elvis Andrus. That's a bit much. I might want to cut back a little bit on these White Sox. Elvis Andrus, Andrew Benintendi, probably want to spread it out a little bit more. This is a pretty large slate to be that condensed to one team. If you're only playing 20 lineups, it's probably not the end of the world to have 60% to one bat. If you're playing 150, you definitely want to spread out your exposure a little bit more here. Let's see actually where the White Sox are in the top stacks tool. Since we didn't look at them, they are the top of the board, 13% chance of being the top stack. All right, that's going to do it for DraftKings. Let's take a look at some FanDuel lineups as well. Again, all stack types, all lineup types, not locking anybody. Seth Lugo as the pitcher in this first one. Take a look at the FanDuel top pitchers tool. Lugo 5th on the board with a 5% chance of being the top pitcher here. The bats, we have a 4-3 Colorado Braves stack here, looking in the top stacks tool on FanDuel. Colorado 2nd on the board with an 11% chance of being the top stack. Braves 3rd on the board with a 6% chance of being the top stack. Some lower owned bats here. Montero at just 5% ownership. Acuna just 8%. Ozuna 7%. This one kind of middling in terms of chalkiness. Looks like a nice lineup. I'm going to save that. Next lineup, we have Pablo Lopez as the pitcher. Lopez 2nd on the board with a 9% chance of being the top pitcher. Got a 4-man Yankees, 4-2-2 Yankees, Cardinals, and Rockies. Yankees are fairly low down the board, actually. Just a 3% chance of being the top stack here. They do have a 4% chance of being the top value stack, and they're coming in at just 2% ownership. So Yankees coming in pretty low owned against Brian Bayo. And then we had the Cardinals and the Rockies. The Rockies have an 11% chance of being the top stack. Cardinals 5% chance of being the top stack. So this one, more on the contrarian end of the spectrum, looks like a nice lineup here. I'm going to go through now and just save 20 lineups. Look at our exposures. All right, after 20 lineups, we have 60% Ezekiel Tovar, 55% Nolan Jones, 55% Charlie Blackmon, 50% Spencer Strider. A lot of Rockies at the top of the board here. I'm totally comfortable with Spencer Strider, 50% on FanDuel, totally fine. As far as the bats go, I would probably cut back a little bit on the Rockies. They do have the second best odds of being the top stack at 11%, but don't think I want to be quite that condensed on the Rockies. I would probably get rid of 2 or 3 of my Rockies stacks, maybe spread out to some other teams just for the sake of mitigating risk. But again, it's personal preference. Every lineup here individually is going to be a plus EV lineup. You could just run these 20 lineups. It's just a matter of, are you willing to risk that much on the Rockies? I'd probably go back and find some other plus EV lineups that don't involve the Rockies, but that is a matter of personal preference. That's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Good luck tonight. And if you haven't already done so, please do hit that like button on your way out.